Hello, do you like what I make? I am proud. I am proud. Thank you. Do you know what learning style is? Learning style is basically how individual learns. I know I'm a very unique person because God created me to be unique. Unfortunately, I have some similars to others too. Like learning is one of them. And then there's some similar and some things that are different when how we learn. But how do we know how we learn? It is important for you to, I think for students to know how they learned. I'm going to tell you how I figured out how I learned. I think in fall of 2009, I teach here for 3 years, I think my 3rd year. The College of Business have a workshop by Howie Brightman. So he came and he talked about learning style, how to teach well for students. And I was like, what is learning style? So I went and do a couple of research things, and he talked about Felder and Solomon's, inventories, learning styles. I went and I did. So I print out my learning styles, and at the end, it's talking about what differences of like active, reflective, like sensing, intuitive, sequential, and global. And then if I read it furthermore and say, this is the learning strategy that you could do. And then it made me realize that I went through the whole PhD without knowing how I learned. But I think because I'm a nerd, so I make it. I make it through the whole thing nicely. But again, it also made me wonder, if I know about how I learned before, maybe it will change who I become. I might be an astronaut, or a lawyer, or a president. But, I do like teaching, okay? But it's changed a lot. And it made me also realize, do my students know how they learn? Because how I learn might not be the same as how they learn. But also how I learn determines how I teach the class too. So what do I do next? So when I know how I learn, so I force my students to know how they learn. So I required for them to do the learning style test, read the whole thing, and submit it to me so I could collect the data of how they learn. So I learned that my student is more visual learner, sequential learner, active learner, and then sensing learner. So I changed my PowerPoint to be more pictures, not word. I changed my in-class activities to be more hands-on, changed my assignment to be more hands-on or different things that match with my student learners. And then I also have a presentation to my students to tell them how they learned and how I learned. And what the differences between both of us. Some of them are very similar, but they are part of differences. But what should we do? So when I teach, each class that I teach my students, and I will ask them, what do you think about my PowerPoint? What do you think about my teaching? And they will tell me, they're like these videos that I put it in, like how we make nylon. So it feels that we should make nylon in class. But I say, unfortunately, we are not manufacturers. But we can't do that. The picture that I put in for the global learner to see, this is a whole picture of these entire chapters. And they say it works because they understand the whole concept better. And then I ask them about how these activities or assignments that we do in class. And I think students will let you know if you ask them. At the end, I will ask them, will it help you to learn better? Not to do exam better. To help you learn better, it helps you to retain information better. And most of the time, they'll let you know. I even ask them, do you understand my accent? And they will let me know too. And then after I change all this, I start to do a syllabus quiz. And in a syllabus quiz, I have one question asked. I think I have 2 questions. First one asks, do you know your learning styles? Yes or no? The second one asks, what is your learning plan? for this class based on your learning styles. So they have to think and they have a plan for the class to do that first. So, and then after I know about that learning style, I change a lot of stuff. I start to adding different things into it. I start to add like concept questions for each concept that we learned. So I could have some students, let them think first, and let them talk to their partner. So those who reflective can think first. And then when they talk, those who, verbal can talk and sound out. And then I walk around the classroom and then hear their answer and questioning their answers. So some of my students will change from the right answer to wrong answers based on what I just said. Are you sure? So at the end, when I told them what the right answer is, they are really mad at me. And I told them that, why are you mad at me? If you really know, you should not change your mind. But they say, because you're a teacher. And I say, I'm a teacher doesn't mean I know everything. And then you should not just believe me because I say so. If I tell you, if you jump up the cliff, I will give you an A. Will you do it? And they say yes. And I say, is it too bad? Because you die already. You can't get an A from my class. But after that, they never believe me when I question them. When I question them, they will say, no, it is because of this, this, this. So I say, you know what you're doing. So it's helped a lot. I think learning style is one of the steps. And then based on what Honey said, you changing, you adding stuff in, but at least you have to know how your student knows about this. So and then there's a pro and cons about learning styles. The pro is, I feel like I teach better because I try to make sure that I cover all the bases of their learning. At the same time, I feel like my students feel that I try to teach them. So the class environment is better because they not hesitate to tell me like this is not work. And I'm not mad, like it's not working? What do you think it should work? So they'll tell me different things and they'll tell me what they learned from the other classes, what the other teacher does. So I learned that and I said, okay, I will change it. And at the end of the semester, I launch another like evaluation to ask them what you consider waste of the time based on what I use in my teaching. What is benefit to you? And what you could help me improve for the new class? What should you do it to the other students? So they'll tell you. And the other thing is, I think I get a publication of this, collect a lot of data, do it and test it with the student performance. For the next paper, we're going to test it against student satisfactions, how they learn, satisfying your class. So there's a lot of things you could do with the data, not just collect the data. But the cons is it takes a lot of time to change stuff, what you're doing based on the learning styles. And you continue to change. And the hard part is when you have students have different learning style, then you try to figure it out what's good for them because it doesn't make sense to you. But try and error many times and I come out okay, I think. I still have to do it. I think it's better late than never. You're gonna do it anyway. Yeah. And then another one is, for the con is, a lot of people think teaching is not count a lot in the universities. You like it or not, you are here for your students. I think because tenure and promotion is good, don't get me wrong. I got one already, so I can say this. But this can lead to publications. You just have to figure it out. You could do scholarship of teaching, writing about your process of changing. You could do some questionnaire of your students. It could come out something good. And I still do it. It requires students to do it. And then I think I'm going to add some more into it. You just have to figure out the formula that works for you. when you're a student? I think I do good. I'm done.